Hi all, welcome to the Marquee Matchup predictions for the 8th of November. Plenty to cover, as always, some major standout games this week, so hopefully find this useful. Smash likes as always, sub to the channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter at GIsALegend. All the links are down below for posts on the channel and social media links as always. And remember to check out everyone in the Marquee Matchups Predictions League, see what their predictions are, and hopefully see if you can find some good deals into the bargain. So first off, we start off with the Manchester derby of Manchester City versus Manchester United, and then Crystal Palace versus Spurs as the alternative. For me, you've got to go Manchester City, Manchester United. This is a big game for both. I would say personally, you're going to, like Manchester United, you're going to be looking at like Romero, Fellaini, Smalling, Shaw, Young, Darmian, even not like say Mata, Rashford kind of level, but those kind of mid tiers. Man City, you'll be looking at like Mangala, Bravo, Danilo, Delph, those type of players. But that's the way I'm looking at it. Strong 7 for me, and I really do fancy it as my first option of the week. But as I say, Crystal Palace Spurs is the alternative to consider. Milan versus Juventus, both having interesting seasons. Milan just not hitting maybe say full gear yet. Juventus still top of the league at the moment in Italy, and I would say this is a strong 6 in my opinion. You would look at guys like Cutrone, Kaidara, then Bernardeschi at the very highest rated from a Juventus perspective. Then you may also look at Rugani as well, who's fairly cheap for it, and then like De Siglio, then Bentancur is another one. Even like Donnarumma you could even look at, and guys like Biglia as well. It's not too difficult to prepare as long as you've got a mix of nations and rarities. Then Funchal versus Martimo. This is a 5 out of 10 really. It's a curveball. It would be the low rated option. It is a Madeira derby. Well, we've had the Liga NOS already a couple times if memory serves me right. I feel this route just will be avoided. I'm not trying to go curveball options this week. I'm really trying to go big guns, the games that really stand out. But the Funchal and Martimo players, if you're curious, is my left mid and centre mid. But as long as you mix like a mix of the league, like a mix of the silvers, mix of golds, and a decent mix of say like Portuguese players and then nations as well, you'll be sorted. Then Monaco PSG, another strong alternative to consider for the big games. Monaco just not having the season to have whatsoever, and this is where this could come into the equation. Like you would think this would have been like title rivals, but it's more a case of Monaco's fighting to stay up at the moment. They're not consistent at all. Monaco, you would look at Alou, Pele, Jemerson, Raggi, Jovetic, Ronnie Lopez. PSG, you'd look at Kurzawa and Kunku, Munir, Esse, Choupo-Moting. That's just enough to keep you covered. Monaco as well, Chadley's another. And then Rennes and Nantes is another big game in France to consider. Then over to Japan, you have Shimizu S Pulse and Nagoya Grampus. This is a Japanese derby. The way I'm thinking with this is a 5 out of 10. It is a small league alternative, but I feel they're not going to do the J League. I think they're going to hold out for one of the other options that I'm going to mention later on. But as long as you kind of go with Fabrizio, Kobayashi, then just even Joe's a perfect example for Nagoya Grampus. He is a 76 rated gold that used to play for Man City. That would just kind of cover you from an overall perspective. Then Bayern and Dortmund, this one's got to happen surely. Dortmund's top of the league at the moment. Bayern's fighting to get back into the title contention early days into the season. Obviously from a Dortmund perspective, you could look at Toprak, Hakimi, Guerrero, Burke, the Hood. Bayern, you'd look at Renato Sanchez, Rafinha, Ulreich, Wagner, just to name a few. And then you just kind of go players like Pavlenka, Raphael, Baumgartlinger, just to kind of bulk it up a little bit, as long as you're mixing rares and nations. Even German players as well, because it is the Classicers, so it's gonna, for me it's a strong shout. Then another big derby in Greece is the derby of the eternal enemies between Olympiakos and Panathinaikos. Now obviously I practically built a full Hellas Liga squad. I highly doubt that's going to happen, folks. You'd probably be expected between 2 and 4 Hellas Liga players to put into your squad. I would recommend probably the golds, but don't be surprised if they don't make it an overall rated requirement. They just focus on just the league, so you might have to have 2 or 4 Hellas Liga players and then just bulk it up from there. But I very strongly fancy this. This is a strong 7 for me as one of my strong picks. Players to kind of look at like Vernbloom as well as an alternative from out with the 2 teams. Then Sheffield United versus Sheffield Wednesday is the last of the games that I really do fancy and stand out this week for the marquee matchups. Steel City derby, this is a Friday night game, and strong 7 out of 10. Championship's always popular, to be honest, and this is one example of it. Sheffield United, Paul Coots, I've got him at right mid, I know, but Sheffield United don't have a right mid at all, and I know right away if this kind of team was able to fit for loyalty and chemistry and ratings and so forth, then I would go with this way, and Paul Coots would just slot in at right mid, or also depending on the formations. Like Sheffield Wednesday, you would look at Westwood as well, because he's at gold for the team. But hopefully you find this useful, folks. As I said, Man City, Manchester United, Dortmund, Bayern, Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, and Olympiakos, Panathinaikos is my 4 that I really fancy. If I'm going to an alternative, I would probably go with Milan versus Juventus as an option, but don't be surprised to see Monaco and PSG feature at all. Let me know in the comments, folks, what you think for the marquee matchups for next week. As I said, packs hopefully can start to improve as the weeks progress. Smash likes and always, sub to channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter at GSLegend. Take it easy all, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later.